Throughout Learning to Give, your staff worked with teachers to develop lesson plans, and you tapped university researchers and scholars from around the country to develop background readings and training, and to feed teachers theoretical understanding of philanthropy and related topics. You also worked with schools, school districts, and educational associations to really identify, train, and support teachers who wanted to participate. It all seems very complex and very strategic. What are the challenges for schools interested in incorporating philanthropy education?
We made a conscious effort in Learning to Give to not do it how it's normally done. Every special interest group in the country wants to affect the K-12 curriculum. You can hardly find an issue or a topic where somebody doesn't say, let's have the teachers do it. Let's have the teachers do it. In the meantime, you have the teachers in schools who are being pushed to meet academic standards, to get testing scores up, and to really focus on English, math, the basic academic topics. And so we made the decision to go opposite what normal people do. Normally people go to the school board or the principal and they say, let's bring this into the school district and let's tell the teachers that this is what we're going to do. And teachers have learned to ignore those, not ignore, but they, give it just a little passing, because they know that 2 weeks from now there'll be another group coming in saying, let's tell the teachers that we're going to do this, or let's do this new strategy of teaching. And they've really somewhat become immune. And the truth is that when a teacher closes the door, teaching is that personal interaction between a child and the teacher that is much more subtle than most people are willing to admit. It is about this personal relationship between the child and the teacher. And so we decided that we would go in from the bottom and move up, and that we would talk to teachers who we know are caring people, and that they have the same experiences that we do with being Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and involved in philanthropy, and that once they were exposed to the topic, they would begin to understand that yes, they wanted to pass this on to their children. And if we could work with them to find out how to make their job easier rather than making their job harder, that in the school district they would become the advocates for philanthropy education. And what happens with that is that instead of the principal feeling like he or she's always pushing on the teachers for whatever the school board wants or a major donor wants, that suddenly you have a half a dozen teachers coming up to you and saying, you know what we want to do? We want to do this great thing for kids, and we've figured out how we can do it, and it's related to the academic standards. You're going to be hard-pressed to find a principal or a superintendent who isn't going to say yes to those teachers. Let's do it. Let's follow it. And so our strategy really was to go to where the power is in, sort of like, doctors really control medicine and what happens in medicine. Teachers really control what happens in the school building to much of an extent. And what we found were that the teachers responded fabulously and have been extremely supportive, have showed great leadership and great creativity.